in a move that has reignited heated discussions around gender identity and international cooperation. Canadians applying for or renewing their Nexus travel cards can no longer select the X gender marker on official documentation. This abrupt shift, which came into effect in early 2025, has stunned advocates of gender inclusivity and raised questions about how much control foreign governments should have over Canadian identity protocols. The change is a direct result of an executive order issued by former United States President Donald Trump during his final days in office. The mandate requires all USA federal systems, including those involved in border control and international travel programs like Nexus, to recognize only M for male and F for female in their records. Since Nexus is a joint Canada and USA initiative designed to streamline cross-border travel, Canadian authorities had little choice but to align their own data fields with the updated USA requirements. While Ottawa has previously been a global leader in acknowledging non-binary and gender-diverse identities, the new Nexus restrictions have forced a rollback of progress in this specific area. Canadians who identify outside the traditional gender binary are now faced with an uncomfortable dilemma: either select a gender marker that does not reflect their identity, or forego the convenience and access offered by the Nexus program entirely. For individuals like Harper Singh, a non-binary tech consultant who frequently travels between Toronto and Seattle for work, the change feels both personal and political. "It is not just a checkbox," Harper said in an interview. "It is an erasure. It sends a message that who I am is too inconvenient for diplomacy, too complicated for a database." The Canadian government, while expressing regret over the policy, has stated that its hands are tied. Public Safety Canada issued a formal statement, acknowledging the unfortunate necessity of aligning Nexus application fields with USA systems. Behind closed doors, officials admit the decision was weighed carefully, but they feared that maintaining differing gender categories would result in data mismatches and travel delays at border checkpoints, potentially compromising national security and program efficiency. Activists and advocacy organizations, including eGale Canada and Gender Justice Collective, have responded with frustration and urgency. Social media campaigns, open letters, and a growing online petition have emerged, calling on the Canadian government to negotiate a workaround that respects trans and non-binary identities, while preserving bilateral cooperation with the United States. Interestingly, the fallout from this policy change has extended far beyond gender rights circles. Legal scholars, immigration experts, and civil liberty watchdogs have begun questioning the broader implications of this USA-driven requirement. If Canada can be pressured to adjust its domestic identity options for the sake of a travel program, what other areas of sovereignty could potentially be compromised in the future? Meanwhile, many Canadians remain unaware that this policy shift has even occurred. The change was quietly implemented in February 2025, with no formal press conference or nationwide announcement. Only those applying for or renewing their Nexus cards stumbled upon the updated fields, leading some critics to accuse the government of trying to avoid backlash by burying the news. As of now, the Nexus program continues to function efficiently, but for many, it now does so at a cost: the cost of recognition, dignity, and self-identity. For a country that has long prided itself on inclusivity and human rights, the compromise feels like a step backward, even if it is wrapped in the language of international cooperation and security compliance. Whether this policy will be reversed, amended, or remain a permanent fixture of the Nexus application process remains to be seen. But for thousands of Canadians caught in the middle, the message is clear. At the border, identity is still up for negotiation. If this story made you think, stirred a reaction, or opened your eyes to how policy decisions impact real lives, then do not keep it to yourself. Hit that like button and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. These conversations matter, and your voice helps them reach further. And remember, for more powerful stories, breaking news, and sharp commentary from a Canadian perspective, subscribe to West is Best. Tap the bell icon so you never miss a moment. Because in the West, we do not just report the news, we dig into what it means.